Chapter 33, Jaiden Kensington. He holds up both hands. I'm very sorry. I hadn't seen you until it was too late to stop. We have medical supplies. Let's fix you up. He turns his head back to the truck briefly to say his orders. Taylor, open up the first aid kit. He turns back to me. Let's get you onto the truck bed. A girl runs to the cab while Miles puts down the tailgate. I'm fine, really. Thank you, I say sweetly. I know they will help anyways, but I still have to be humble. Please humor me. I feel awful, he says. Okay, I agree. I stumble over to the truck and jump up onto the edge of the tailgate. Once again, I'm very sorry. He apologizes again. It's okay. At least you didn't actually hit me. It really could have been a lot worse than it was. I'm fine, but thank you. No worries. I lift my right leg onto the tailgate. Miles sets to work examining my leg and working to bandage it. Since we did almost kill you, is it too much to ask your names? A woman with pale skin, piercing blue eyes, and black hair non-so-tactfully requests. I'm Callista, but you can call me Callie. Callie introduces herself. I hiss as Miles cleans the rubble out of my leg with an alcohol swab. He places his hand over the wound. My knee itches. When he pulls his hand away, I'm amazed that his disappeared. I'm Lucas. Lucas introduces himself. Hi, I'm Jaiden. I introduce myself. I look at Miles and say thank you. I'm James, this is Miles, Taylor, Leah, Kelly, Daniel, Alexa, Brad, Sean, and Stephanie. He motions to each person. It comes out in a whirlwind, and I don't think I'll remember all their names. I've never been very good at remembering names. It may be a blessing that I know some of these people already. James, it's an honor to meet you. Callie shakes James's hand. I'm about to dismiss it as a friendly greeting, but Callie turns around and explains why she's honored to meet him. This is James Ellisworn. He's the magic folk representative of the council, so his position would be like our prime minister. I didn't know you were so important, Daniel blurts out. On one hand, this affirms the modesty of James as a person that people in his own group didn't know his status. On the other hand, it might attest to secrets within the group. Or I could be looking for trouble where there isn't any. That title doesn't hold as much value as it did a month ago, James realistically states. Oh, I doubt that. You can't blame the humans for not knowing our hierarchy, but you've assumed a leadership role even with their ignorance, Callie says. I suppose that is true, he says. So, can't you just order your people to stop the war? Brad says. I catch the glare Sean sends his way, though he seems oblivious. It's not as simple as that. First, we need to find people who are willing to stop the war. Then we need to convince the rest to stop fighting, or they die trying. We could die trying to stop the war. It'll likely take years to stop the war. James does his best to simplify his response. I'm sure there's a lot more to it than this, but at the very basics, I suppose he is correct. Wars tend to last a while, especially if there's still someone to fight on either side. So do you have a plan? Callie asks him. In a way, yes. We do need all the people we can find to help us. Would you like to join us? I must warn you, though, we're going to go up against the rebellion. If you join us, you will probably die, James asks. Stop telling people that, Kelly admonishes James. I don't want people to be disillusioned. If they're going to join us, they need to be aware there is risk involved. I do prefer James's tactic. I wouldn't want to think I'll be safe in a bubble when they're going to ship me to the front lines. Where are you headed now? Lucas asks. South. They took 2 of our people on a dragon south of here. James explains just enough, and yet it makes me curious as to what the actual plan is. Are we going on a rescue mission for 2 people? Why are they so important? Callie turns to look at Lucas and me. We're heading south either way. We should join them. If nothing more, it's extra protection if we're attacked. No offense, but we don't know these people. How do we know they're doing the right thing? Lucas objects to joining them. I understand the want to distrust, but Callie trusts James. Safety in numbers. I say we do it. If Callie trusts James, then we should too. He stares at James for a couple moments and says, okay. All right, then, welcome. Everyone get into the back of the truck and we'll get going, James says. We've got motorcycles. Jane and I will go grab them. I wake up gently to a soft light. Okay, so I guess I find Lucas at some point. There were a couple of other faces I recognized. I go to school with a few of them. I wonder what happened with Darius and Shale because I never thought that group would ever be separated from their almost blind loyalty. After the fiasco at Grandma's house, I think I'll just let things happen as they might happen. I stretch, then get up. After all my relaxing yesterday, I already feel antsy. I need to do something productive. By no means do I rush to get through my mental list of things to do, but I do keep busy all day. There's almost always something else to do. Most of the jobs I take on have one of two purposes, direct for my survival or preparing for leaving. In the evening, when the sun goes down near 4 in the afternoon, I finally remember to take a break to eat. I don't have much for food, but I have no problem making what I have last for days. I have enough water to last me a long while. I have heard that the average person can last approximately a month with only water. I'm not in an immediate hurry to scour for food. The dark puts a damper on my work. There's only so much you can do by flashlight, less when you're trying to conserve light. My solar power only works for so long. The energy saved up is vastly different than what could save up in the summer. I now know that this may last for years, so I need to think longer term, maybe set up shop somewhere and plant seeds. Food is going to become scarce. I doubt currency still relies on metal, paper, or plastic. A trade and barter system is more likely. Things like food and water will be more and more valuable as the grocery store non-perishables run out. I can always trade my excess for other necessary items. We'll see how things turn out. Maybe they'll turn out better than the worst things that come to mind. I find people, while I would work for my keep, we might have to find an alternative survival lifestyle. I find people, while I would work for my keep, we might have an alternative survival lifestyle.